Greetings, how you doing today? My name is Jerome, and this is a podcast. Right now it's called Untitled. We don't even have a title for it, but if I were to set the scene for you, is three black males sitting around a table eating Ethiopian food. The topic we'll cover is very varied, but it's real. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Jedediah, aka Jay Gist, educator here in Charlotte, and former military vet.
Tyrone Knox. I'm an educator also, hustle man.
True.
Indeed, got to, because I'm an educator. I'm also a veteran, multiple combat tours, if you want to call them that. I'm here to talk.
And my name is Jerome, also known as Flims. Back in my military days, Stockton X. I'm a former educator, former politician, current politician. Work in the banking industry, work in the entertainment industry. Have a couple movies out. Do a little bit of everything. So I'm like jack of all trades, master of none. That's what my I have a tattoo on my back that says that. But pretty much that's it. So we sitting around today, we just having a conversation, and hope y'all listen, enjoy it, and let us know what you think. All right, first topic we got is the State of the Union. And for those who don't know, it is 2018, and the guy who leads our country, I can't call him president because, like, in all honesty, I don't respect somebody who says stupid stuff like that lots of times. So that's just my opinion.
I just called to say 45. I don't want to be too disrespectful.
No disrespect.
That's 45.
45 gave the State of the Union last night. And, like, in all honesty, I can't even comment on it really because I didn't listen. I have a newborn, so I was taking care of baby. Did y'all watch it?
Yeah, I caught up to it. I was working out when it was actually going on. I watched some of it. Then I watched the rest on YouTube. I think it was YouTube. I like to watch YouTube so I can rewind and listen to the lies and just make sure that I'm hearing what I'm hearing.
Did you watch this?
Yes, I didn't watch all of it, but I caught the highlights, and then I watched the Democrats' response with Joe Kennedy the third, I believe. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then I watched CNN's analysts' feedback from it. So it was an interesting dialogue, to say the least, from that State of the Union address.
Well, say a little more, because like I said, I didn't watch it. So, like, in all honesty, this is probably the first time, probably since 1992, that I did not watch the State of the Union.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I used to watch it every single year, popcorn at the house, sitting, watching, enjoying. But last night I was like, I got better stuff to do.
What you thought? What you think, Ty?
I thought it was like a campaign speech. A lot of red meat for its base. A lot of stuff. Some things, of course, weren't true. A lot of things weren't true, as usual. Trying to scare people, take advantage of people, exploit them a little bit. Had some people that got hurt by illegal immigrants. Some family members that were harmed. Put them up there, talking to MS-13. They're coming to get you, that kind of stuff. Just typical stuff.
They're coming for you.
Yeah, they're coming for you. The brown people are coming. Yeah. Get them out of
here. He did mention on several different occasions about bringing criminal justice reform, which was a little bit different than what we heard.
But you know why he would do that? Because, like, I didn't watch it, but you know why he would talk about criminal justice reform? Because his son-in-law's dad is in the system, So, of course, and his son-in-law, that's the one that his guru who does everything for him. So that's what his policy is anyway. So, I mean, it seemed like this like a straw man almost. You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing something, but what he's doing, I don't really think it's him doing it.
No.
Yeah, because I think he's more concerned about this being on TV and actually gets policy through.
Well, no different than the previous president who.
Okay, so you don't like Obama, right?
I wouldn't say I don't like Obama. I don't like how what we really discovered what his agenda was about. That ain't what he promoted in his change we can believe in. And what I mean by that was, he really gave hope to not just multiple ethnicities and multiple diverse groups, but also the African Americans as well. And what you end up finding out with his agenda was really more beneficial to the LGBT community. And I'm not knocking that, but you have a clear inherent criminal justice system that, can't be fixed overnight. But
it could have started.
It could have started with him.
He did do some things there.
Well, you had Eric Holder, open up some inquiries into Ferguson and Trayvon Martin things. But when we look holistically at the system, when the HB2 law came out, he threatened North Carolina, if you don't fix this, we're going to take federal funds. In this case, if there were, and the Department of Justice gets data on cases that involve racially profiled incidences and stuff. But long story short, just to say this, I felt that the previous administration could have really hemorrhaged certain states over inherent racist tendencies in their law enforcement agencies, and he didn't do it. And I don't think we're going to get it with this administration.
I don't think so either. Tiki torches.
But
Jeff Sessions, boy.
Yeah. Oh no, Jeff Beauregard Sessions.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat. So it was interesting to hear him speak about that, considering we really didn't hear President Obama speak a lot about criminal justice reform, at least in his State of Union addresses anyway.
But he did a lot to change some of the laws. He got some people released, non-criminal offenses, which was more than anybody's ever done. He let some of the brothers and sisters out.
He did let a lot out.
Nobody's done that. He actually, it's not about talking. He did. He let people out. So I don't know.
I mean, like Trump, like I said, I don't believe Trump steering the ship. I don't think Trump's steering his ship. That's just my personal opinion. But like in reference to like Obama,
he didn't steer his ship either.
I mean, in all honesty, I wish he would have did more. I mean, I wish he would have pissed some people off. You know what I'm saying? Because like he was a peacemaker.
See, I think the thing about him, he was the first black president.
True.
And so he opened the door, and he didn't want to ruin it for the next guy. So he didn't want to stir it up too much. I feel like sometimes he was kind of careful. He didn't want to stir it up too much.
Let me ask you this. Hindsight is always 20/20. We had Obama. Like Obama was a smart guy, great guy. Everything was cool. Mm-hmm. If you knew that the next president would have been Donald J. Trump, would you have wanted Obama to do more to wreck the system? You know what I'm saying?
So tear it up.
I mean, because that's what happened. Because for people out there in the world, if you like it or not, racism still exists.
But that's the
point. I mean, it's racist people out there where they don't want to see anybody with any drop of melanin in their system to do anything.
But he had the opportunity to do that with the justice system.
No, but like Tyrone said, he didn't want to mess it up for the next person.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But if that was the opportunity for him to do it, that would have been the perfect institution to do it in.
Because if he would have done some of those things, for what he did, we got people rocking tiki torches from the little bit he did do.
Yeah.
I mean, what would have happened? Think about that. I mean, we got people who are mad now. They're like, man, we're losing the country. We're losing.
Take back
our
country.
You're losing. You're good.
Yeah, take it back country from what? You know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't know, I'm hundreds of $1,000s in debt, student loan debt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just the society that we live in is more concerned about I than we. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
Obama was like, I mean, like I was an Obama fan, voted for him twice, and during that time, I would say I was a proud Democrat. Now I say during that time because now I don't know what my affiliation is. In all honesty, because
I'm a Democrat.
Like, look.
So Jay, are you a Democrat, Republican, or independent?
I'm independent. I once was a Republican, but when I saw towards the end of President George Bush's presidency, I kind of started like, you're doing some dumb stuff. So I just went ahead and switched neutral and went independent on it.
So how about you, Tyrone?
Well, I'm independent. I can't really roll with either side. I got things I don't like about both. Conservatives kind of get on my nerves. Socially, liberals, get on my nerves at certain times the way they are. You know, I'd rather have as far as racism goes, I hate how conservatives are kind of hypocritical about it. Like now, everything is racial. Before it was like, oh, don't race bait. No, what are you talking about? I don't see color. And now it's like I keep hearing people talk about, oh, you know, you're blaming white people for everything. They're so sensitive now. I never knew they were so sensitive. They should tell us to get over it. Get over slavery. Get over slavery.
Slavery was over 100 years ago.
And now it's like, don't steal my Southern heritage. The Confederate flag, don't take it down. I thought we were over everything. I thought it was over. So which one is it?
I mean, because like for me, like I was born into the Democratic Party. You know, like my grandma was Democrat. Like when I ran for office in 2012, I ran as a Democrat, and like a lot of my associations lean heavily Democratic, but at the same time, I agree. I mean, it's so convoluted. It's like people whine so much. Like I remember growing up. I grew up in Kannapolis, North Carolina, right? Very, very conservative, and when I mean conservative, very white place.
Oh,
and it was just like it was just like. But growing up there, I saw things for what it really was. I had more in common with a white guy from North Carolina than I ever would from a New Yorker, a black guy from New York. I mean, like, but if we let our you know race blinders get on, so I'm black, so I must automatically have something associated with this black guy. True, but not true. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying that like I have everything in common with somebody from Kannapolis, but at the same time, when the mill closed, I was upset about the mill being closed. And when my friends were going to the military, I was concerned about military issues. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I'm talking about talk about mill work and military, that does not make me a Republican.
Yeah,
that makes me a person from Kannapolis.
Mm-hmm.
And because so much we always try to transcend race. Lots of times we have transcended race, but what happens is we get drawn back into it because of ignorant people.
It's more prejudice and prejudice than it is racism. Even though racism is the driving force.
Racism exists like a crazy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, don't get me wrong, but racism is real.
But think about it, like when you think about racism, think about it more of an action to do things to prevent people from moving upward. Now we have those systemically, right, in certain systems. But what we deal with on a local basis is more people's prejudices towards us because of their racist tendencies.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So,
yeah,
you know, I don't know, but you know, President Trump. You know, I'm gonna always respect the office. I don't necessarily like him, but I'll always respect the office. I didn't like Bush, but I respected the office. And he got shoes thrown at him overseas.
Like Bush compared to Trump. Oh, I miss me some Bush. I miss me some Bush.
Yeah, Bush.
I miss no lie, I miss Mitt Romney was president right now.
So I'll tell you, the first person I voted for ever in an election was George Bush. First person I ever voted for.
Which Bush? Daddy Bush or son
No,
Bush?
I'm not that old.
I mean, I'm just asking.
I voted for George W. 2000 was the first time I could vote. And although my vote didn't count because at the time I was in Korea and we did absentee ballots. I was in the military. And it came out later, they threw all those away. But I voted for him.
The medium.
I like
the medium one. Medium? Yeah, medium. Yeah, this was high, right? Medium. Sorry about that. I do apologize.
Oh, you good. So the first time I voted. So I voted for him because I thought he was a nice guy. I thought he was personable.
I agree.
I didn't think he was malicious. I think Bush was one of those guys who just wasn't ready. He got there because of legacy, and he had bad people around him. Yeah, got bad advice. Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney.
Because like hindsight is always 20/20. Bush is a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like the dude paints pictures for fun. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Nice pictures at that.
Yeah, I never. People would say that he was racist and he didn't. I never got that. I just thought he was just not good at his job. He was a guy who wasn't good at the job and got bad advice from people. So I mean, like you look at Iraq. You know, the first time it was bad advice. It was badass advice. Like he listened to his boys and they set him up for failure.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But I think he talked about evil a lot, and I think that's real. As somebody who's been around the world a little bit, there is real evil. There are people who will chop your head off, and they don't care, you know, whether you're black or white. You know, they're gonna try to kill you because you're American.
And see, only having been outside of the Western Hemisphere, and that's what worries me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because like I love everybody. It's not a person, religion, a culture that I won't sit down and listen to, have a great conversation with, and end up just have a good time with. But when the ignoracities of these people just were like, I'm gonna kill you, like I hate you because you are American. I'm like, dude, you don't know me. You know. And it's just like when you're speaking of Bush, like one of the funniest things in the whole Bush presidency was Kanye West saying George Bush doesn't care about black people. Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
It was a great moment. it was a great, hilarious moment.
No, but seeing him get them shoes thrown at him overseas, that was
funny. That was funny. But look,
that was pretty good too.
The thing about George Bush doesn't care about black people. Then turn around, the same guy who said that met with Trump. Didn't he have a system here going on top?
Yeah, he had a sit down with him.
Thank you.
That's interesting.
So it kind of puts it in perspective, like
how was it?
It kind of put things in perspective, like what are we really doing? Because the same person who said George Bush doesn't care about black people met with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And you don't forget, Donald Trump endorsed Eminem to be president. Look it up.
Who?
Eminem.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was something I was watching, and Donald Trump endorsed Eminem to be president, and it was just like it's real stupid stuff. But I'm just like, democracy is a joke. It's becoming a real joke, and it's a bad joke because it affects us. It affects us wholeheartedly, you know.
Oh, we the dopes. We don't vote in
It feels like WWE a lot of times. Like you see
Trump was on WWE.
You see these people who don't like each other, you know, and they talk bad about each other, but they play golf together.
Donald Trump.
Behind the scenes,
I'm gonna body slam you so hard.
Like when I was a kid, you thought Hulk Hogan hated Andre the Giant, and then you find out that Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant they homies, man. It was a show. That's how a lot of politics is a lot of times. It's like WWE. You think, oh gosh, these guys hate each other, and
Democrats and Republicans hate each other. Nah, because I tell you this, when I ran for office in 2012. The lady that I ran against came to me and told me that if she would have known how nice of a guy I was, she would have gave me her address to run for office down in another part of the state so I could win. I mean, and because it's like they don't care. They don't care who they have up there. They just want somebody they can work with.
Yeah.
And they just want to make sure they stay there because I believe in term limits for one.
Yes.
Because
people are old, man. We got people in there. Strom Thurmond couldn't hardly move or talk. He was in there still in office.
I mean, because if I told you that a high school student was there for 6 years, what would y'all say to me? High school student still in high school after 6 years, what would y'all say?
It's too long, man. What's wrong with it?
It's too long.
Either you do what you came to do, either you graduate or quit.
Right.
And if these politicians either need to graduate or quit. Like real talk, because
but that $100,000 salary and lifetime health benefits, they ain't gonna leave.
I mean, because they make the rules for themselves. I mean, if I can make the rules for myself, I'll tell you what I be doing right now. Absolutely nothing.
And that's why they ain't gonna get out because we don't vote during congressional elections.
And they're never gonna vote to have
term limits. No.
That genie is never going back in the bottle. That's never gonna happen. So. It sounds nice, but it's never going to happen.
Nah. So
sorry, America.
So let me ask you this: shithole countries. How did y'all feel about shithole countries?
I felt that it kind of got sensationalized. I gotta admit, I feel it was sensationalized a little bit. But when he mentioned why do we want people from those shithole countries, and he was talking about Africa
And Haiti.
and then he mentioned, wow, we need people from Norway. That felt kind of like a dog whistle.
I mean, dog whistle.
Yeah,
That wasn't even a dog whistle.
the whistle was, it wasn't really a dog whistle anymore. But then you think about it. But think about it. Most Africans who come here are very educated and are very productive. Have you ever been to med school?
right.
You ever been to law school? There's Africans all over the place who are very productive. So just as a country, you want those people to come in. It's called brain drain.
I mean,
Well, no. Now, to a degree, yeah, but then to a degree, no. Because when you look at some of these immigrants that come here who do value education and get it, they don't have no loyalties to this country. Many of them actually go back home to bring resources and help their home country.
what's wrong with that?
And that's good for our national security too. You got people who have good sense going back and doing good things for their country, and they got it from here, so they're going to be kind of appreciative of America. See, people are so simple these days. They think short term. It's long term. Like with foreign aid, why do we give foreign aid to people? Because people don't love us because we're just us. They love that money, and that's how we get to influence people now. Because the UN insults you, want to take money away. Our influence goes down. Now China's going to give them money. Russia going to give them money.
Yep.
We ain't the only country that's got money around here. So I mean, we're going to shrink in our influence because we're being petty. Oh, you insulted me. You don't like what I said. I'm gonna take your money.
Oh, yeah, bro.
You can't be a man, baby. Be a president, man. It's chess. It's not checkers. We got a checker player in the office.
You're right.
He's playing checkers out here, man.
King me,
Man.
Dummy.
No, man. Play
Man,
chess.
but y'all, you got to look at some of this media stuff. Even if he said it, I ain't gonna front, man. Some of these countries are bad. Maybe he shouldn't have used the shithole comment. But I'll say this to a degree. He said what many people in this country think, but just won't say it in terms of.
But is that a good thing? I mean, because
most people in the country,
what I think.
Most people in the country don't have to meet with the head of African countries. You're at a bar. Yeah, you're supposed to say at a bar.
Whoever leaked that was very disrespectful.
No. No.
It's some things.
I'm glad that it came out because.
But why? I mean, why you needed to know something that you're not surprised by what he said?
Because
confirmation.
We already had confirmation.
More confirmation. The more we can get.
The people who voted for Donald Trump, who constantly says he's doing a good job at what he's doing, tell me what job he's doing other than alienating everybody else.
We've already been alienated.
We weren't alienated to this extent. I mean, because when people think Russia has more influence in the world than America does, that puts me at risk. You know what I'm saying? Because
I get that part. Yeah.
I mean, because like in the whole scheme of things, I'm just an African American male who's 35 years old who works a job every day so my wife and kids can have food on the table.
Right. But think about
it affects me because of my 401k. Because if people lose confidence in America, my retirement is not looking like it needs to look, which means that I'm working another job that I don't need to work, which in turn means instead of me spending time with my daughters teaching them that they can be strong, educated, and successful and black, I'm working the extra job because Donald Trump says shithole countries.
But you have so often. But think about it like this too. Like when you, I'm not defending. Let me make sure we.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
It's not as much about the country as the people.
I'm not defending.
Like we want those people.
What he said. But look, how many off-cuff, inappropriate comments and things we done said. I have a problem, not necessarily. I have a problem in how he referenced those countries. Let's keep it real. There's some third world countries that are shitholes. Not the people, but just the infrastructure, how they've developed.
Have you been to those shitholes?
I've been to South Africa. And some parts of South Africa is shitty.
Some parts of America.
Some parts of Charlotte are shitholes.
I mean, you ain't gonna hear him say that because that's our home.
But listen, it's the people though. So should we eliminate people from coming because they're from there? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It doesn't matter about.
If anything, I say welcome to people from shithole countries because they have what it takes to rise above.
They hungry.
Yeah. like take what you learn here, take it back home, make your place not so negative.
You know the problem with them having allowed so many people into this country, which I ain't gonna get historically because this country was never how it was in the first place. But I'll say this much: the problem with that is you've seen so many people in this country come and brought their values, and it's not the values that they've eroded this country; it's that they've never fully adapted to our culture.
But check this out. Right now, we are sitting in an Ethiopian restaurant.
Right.
Absolutely. And I just tore some door wide up.
I mean, see, like, so, like, variety, and like me, I married a woman who's half Jamaican, half Sierra Leonean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can trace my culture in this country back to 1810. So you tell me somebody who has more grasp on history than me, then I have a conversation with not accepted to different cultures, not adapting what I learned from other people.
What is American culture?
American culture is you.
It's you. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's everything. It's everything that comes together. Because it's not just one thing. The problem is a lot of people think that being American is a cookie cutter. Is being white or being a certain way. It's all the different cultures. You got Chinatown, you got Koreatown.
But you don't have Blacktown. You don't have Blacktown though. You don't have that.
Oh yeah, Harlem, baby.
No.
Well, now it's being gentrified. They changing that, but it was.
But that's what I mean. I'm talking about you have people that come here and don't adapt to at least our language. Look in the education system. We have all these immigrants that come here, legal or not. We're gonna go Latino on this. And years ago, we've had to implement ELL programs because they kids don't know how to speak English.
And what's wrong with that?
But let me.
Is that our responsibility?
But listen, because I'm educated too. All my kids who come in, they're amazing. They come in, they don't speak a lick of English. By the time they leave school, they're speaking fluently. I mean, all the kids I've come across, and they end up speaking it. And
during my time teaching at West Charlotte High School, was one of the greatest high schools on earth, I might add. Like, I remember I had this one student, like my first year teaching, I had this one student who came in, I'm not going to say his name, but came in, did not know English at all. By the time he graduated, he was I think he ran for SDA president. I mean, he was on top of it. And when I ran for office in 2012, I carried him with me to the Jefferson Jackson dinner, whatever it's called, up in Raleigh, because he showed me, because he was an inspiration to me, because I saw a dude who didn't know English, who rose up to the point where I'm like, okay, meet the guy who's running for governor, because he believed in himself enough to learn. And the problem that we have in this country a lot of times is people don't want to do better because they feel that America is good. Being American is good enough.
yes,
Well, that's what.
yes,
But see,
it's
that's
not.
what I'm not.
It's not. Like, what do you do for the country?
Because like American exceptionalism, what is it really? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is it to do better or good enough?
I'm not questioning the integrity or the character of the children. The children can't help it. But what I'm saying.
So don't mean to cut you off, but DACA, the Dreamers. You say don't blame the children, so you saying let them in or keep them out? What are you saying? What is y'all opinions on DACA? Because my whole thing is this.
I think it's common sense. If you got people in who are contributing to the country already, who are working, not committing crimes, why would you not want them here contributing to the country, paying taxes to help the country? Why would you kick them out? It's just common damn sense.
Well, if the ones that are born here, see, the thing is, this is what we have to do.
Not the ones born here.
I believe, no. I know they weren't born here; they were born in other countries. But what we have to do is top the loophole. If you're illegal and you're here, your children should not be considered citizens until you're on a path to citizenship. That's where the loophole we need to tighten up. Now, for those kids that are in that DACA program, they've been here, they born here, we haven't tied up that loophole, so they should be allowed to stay here. But our congressmen need to tighten that rule up. If your parents, or if you're here illegal and you had your child here illegal because you were here illegal, they don't get citizenship until you get onto a path of citizenship yourself.
You got to change the Constitution on that one.
They would, but see, they didn't. The forefounders, the framers didn't think that ultimately we would be one of the major breeding grounds for immigration here. They didn't anticipate that.
What are your thoughts, Tyrone, on what he just said as far as the children of the people can become citizens if the parents are on the path of citizenship?
Well, you got to change the Constitution. That's one of those things that you might feel that way, but you got to do a lot for that to happen. As far as immigration goes, I feel like if a man or woman comes here with good intentions, they're working hard, they're not committing crimes. For me, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Stay here, continue to do that because you're contributing to the country. Now, if you're coming here and your kids are game banger, they gotta go. If you're a criminal, you gotta go. But that's already the way it is. If you're, you get deported. But if you're here doing the right thing, then stay here and do the right thing. And anyway, no one ever talks about companies. They talk about the people. Well, if you really didn't want them to come, then you wouldn't hire. You wouldn't let people hire them. You would penalize companies for hiring people. But nobody's going to do that because the companies, that's why it's all BS, because it's all about the money. It's all about the money. So you could talk about the emotional part. Oh, keep them out. But what about the companies? If they really want to not come, if there was no way for them to work, no one to hire them, they wouldn't come. They stay where it was at and be broke.
See, here's the problem.
Before you start, so we hit the 30-minute mark. Now we can continue to go on for another 30. We can wrap it up. What y'all want to do? I'm good. I can keep going.
On you.
I'm cool.
All right, cool. So carry on, my brother.
I would say the NAFTA agreement failed us in that because the NAFTA agreement allows free trade between Canada, America, and Mexico. And the whole point for some of our American companies were to, outsource and bring jobs to those to a country like Mexico where it's developing. But in hindsight, they brought those jobs, but still were paying those people below minimum, like Michelin and all those other companies, and they weren't making.
They can pay as low as they can pay.
Because I have my MBA, just for people out there. I learned in business class that the definition / purpose of having a business is not to take care of the people.
No,
it's not.
No.
The purpose of business is to make maximum profit for the shareholders and stakeholders. That's it. So if I have a business and I'm making tires, I can care less who I hire, just as long as every 4 months or every 3 months, that the shareholders can get maximum return on their investment. I can care less.
Businesses aren't. People get mad about. They're not supposed to really care about people like that.
They don't care about people.
They're there to make money.
The purpose of business is to make maximum return on investment for the shareholders. That's it.
Now that's why we have regulations to encourage businesses to take care of people. We have labor laws and
it's a lack of the education that has these people out here who's screaming like, "Make America great again," or "Keep America great," but they still supporting these big businesses. Like, for example, I love Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I hate Walmart, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because if everything that was in Walmart was made in America, we would have a totally different conversation.
Oh my God,
totally different conversation.
Walmart would be in like 2 states.
Yeah, no, 2 states.
Or 1 state, it would.
Maybe a little corner store.
Yeah, it'll be in the strip mall somewhere. Absolutely.
Hey, that's a business idea though. A store of everything made in America. Bam.
It's not reality.
Nah, no.
It's not reality. It's just not the way it is.
All right, so next thing I got down is Democrats, Republicans, Independents. Who will run in 2020? Now, because we were talking earlier about when Hillary Clinton ran for president. I personally think it was a bad idea for her to run for the simple fact that I don't like legacies. I don't think just because you're married to a president, you should become president, or because your uncle or aunt or somebody was in a certain position, you should inherit that position. So who do y'all think should run in 2020?
Oprah.
No. Oprah, no.
I had to give you a funny piece.
No.
I had to.
Not Oprah.
Bernie, though.
No.
I would like to see Bernie give it a try.
Bernie too old.
If
Bernie
he lives,
too old.
if
Bernie
he
too
don't
old.
die.
Bernie old.
Man, George Washington was in his 60s when he ran.
Bernie's like in the 70s.
Yeah, Bernie's got him. Yeah,
And dang on Trump is 71, 72.
yeah, and he half crazy. So
No, Trump is crazy. You know.
actually, I think Trump is.
No, Trump is actually a smart businessman who knows exactly what he's doing.
We elected Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
And Mr. Burns is president, and it's just the Simpsons is just coming to life on us.
Oh, man.
And we elected Mr. Burns, and Smithers is Pence.
He right. He is so right. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. So y'all think that, like, as far as the election, like Cory Booker, like Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Hillary Clinton.
Now, I would like to. Now, Elizabeth Warren would be entertaining. Her and Donald Trump. It would
they would go at it.
It would be like a rap battle.
Yeah.
One of those. What's the rap battle? Your URL. One of those rap battles. That would be like a rap battle. That would be awesome.
They
Maxine Waters. Not saying she should run. That would be an awesome debate. I just want to see them debate live on TV.
I know
that's going to be ugly. That'll be ugly, blood and guts everywhere.
I know y'all say no about Oprah, but I'm telling you, word on the street is people in her ears talking about.
But she came out recently and said that she wasn't going to do it.
Well, that doesn't mean anything right now because it's just smart. You wouldn't announce it now because then you get ripped apart. As soon as you put your head out there, they're going to try to chop it off.
Would y'all like to see that?
I don't know.
One, personally, I love Oprah, but I don't want her to run for president because being president, as we see through Obama, is a thankless job. You put your life on the line every single day, but who cares?
Yeah.
Unless you're doing something for them.
I want to see a black woman.
You know, it's like the meme I saw. She's gonna be looking like Sophia after the white man hit her with a gun. It's gonna go bad, man. I don't know. I don't want to. She's gonna be.
Toe up.
You know, don't do it.
Stanton be the first dude.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Then it's gonna be a scandal with what's the Gail and and then we're gonna have.
But don't be surprised that
they're gonna
Mark
catch
Rubio.
Gail sneaking out the back door of the White House.
What I would love to see is really a grassroots presidential campaign across the country, just like a local school teacher who convinces his students to sign petitions that he get on the ballot locally, because I'm just sick and tired of like. Being president of the United States is not what it it never was what it was, but it's just like it's bull, bro. Like it's really bull.
Well, we just got to pick.
It's a popularity contest. That's what it is.
My hope is that whoever it is, we don't know yet. It's like you said, somebody that we ain't thought about. People that I think about.
I mean, because like Cory Booker, I don't want Cory Booker as president. I mean, would I vote for him if he was the Democratic candidate? Yes, because I'm pretty sure because the Republican candidate is going to be Donald Trump. Yeah. So would I vote for Cory Booker? Yes. But would I like to see a school teacher from Arkansas? No, I ain't say Arkansas because that's Bill Clinton. A school teacher from Louisiana who led a nonprofit movement. You know what I'm saying? I want to see somebody who actually moves me to actually believe in them, because I believe in Obama the first term. But after that, it's just like, I mean, because first candidate I voted for, person I voted for was Al Gore. First person I voted for was Al Gore, 2000, and I remember I being mad at my roommate because he didn't vote. But it was just like, how I'm feeling right now is just like, I just want to be inspired. Not because I'm inspired to vote, because I might vote in every election, but at the same time, I want somebody who has a vision that I don't have.
Yeah, well, presidents, man, I really don't hold them as high as some people do. I kind of feel like they're all kind of puppets in a way, anyway. But
Congress is where it's at, man.
But and I think a lot of people have the president is my daddy mentality. You know, my life is going to be okay either way. Like a lot of people were like, oh, they hated Obama. But I looked at their lives were going great under Obama. They were doing wonderful. I was talking to one good old boy. He had a big giant pickup truck, brand new house. He was doing great, and I'm like,
Obama ruined the country.
Let me tell you something. We've never had any issues on any president. in terms of, when I say that, in terms of have my family, have myself, have I struggled? No.
I mean, because things are, I mean, even under Trump, my 401k looking nice.
Yeah, oh yeah. And
real
listen,
talk. Oh, bro.
and listen, like I told people, I'm saving some money to the side because when this bubble bursts, it's gonna be Black Friday. I'm gonna scoop up some.
Bruh.
I'm gonna scoop me some Amazon. I'm gonna scoop me some stuff. Oh, cause it's gonna burst. It's gonna burst, people. It's gonna crash. And when it does, I'll be there waiting.
So
I'll be there waiting.
Speaking of like stocks and bonds, cryptocurrency. Like I am a Bitcoin miner, which means I have a little application running on my computer that mines for Bitcoins, which means processes information.
Yeah.
I think right now I have like 1/1000th of a Bitcoin, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah,
you
well.
think like 5 years ago, or something, Bitcoin was like a less than a penny.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
So-
2010.
Yeah.
Bitcoin
So if that
was,
1/1000, like just to sit there for 5 years, shoot. Because like I saw this one thing where it says Bitcoin could go up to like $2 million per Bitcoin. Because there's a limited amount of Bitcoins in the
I
market.
ain't doing good this week, but
Oh no,
Clearly.
but now I've kind of been researching a little bit, and it really, there's no real speculation behind it. It's kind of willy nilly. But I did see where only 0.01% of investors or population is messing with it right now, and so if it goes like 0.1. Then it's gonna boom. It's gonna go way
Over
out.
again, so yeah.
So it's put your toe in it. But I would say if you get into it, don't make it your mortgage money.
No, because I think I calculated how much because like on my Bitcoin wallet, I think I got like 78 cents worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
78 cents.
Hey.
So it's like, hey. So if that 78 cent, like I said, a couple years ago was less than a penny per Bitcoin. If that 78 cent turns into Bitcoins in the future, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I mean, if it's going to be legit around for a while, then it's somebody's going to make more money off of it.
Oh yeah.
Boy, I wish I would have got some in 2010 though.
Whew. I remember a couple years ago, somebody came to me and was like, "Hey, we should get some Bitcoin." I was like, "Bro, you stupid."
Yeah, it just didn't make sense. So true story with me when I was, back when I was in Washington, the first group, it was like in 98, 99. And I invested in stocks. I've done it since the 90s. And I remember watching Amazon, but then it was a book website. You buy books, and it was just books. And it was like $2 a share. And I remember looking at it, and I remember I bought maybe 10 shares of it back then, and I was like, I ended up doing something else with a dumb bit. And then I look at it now, and I'm like, you idiot! You should have took a tax return and just bought it. But who knows that stuff back then?
I've been playing on Robinhood recently.
Robinhood is great.
I'm on Robinhood because I bought because my movies on the movie on Amazon, the Game of Love movie. So like the money that I got from that, I'm paying out all my debt that I acquired from making the movie. Okay. But what I did was like the extra over like $25. So $10 to $25, and I bought stock with it.
All right, there you go. So and Robinhood is no fees.
Oh yeah. Like the stock I bought was Sirius XM Satellite Radio. Okay. And one share of that, I bought a share of the Black Radio Company.
TV One, not TV One.
Yeah, One.
Radio One. Yeah.
Yeah, Radio One. About a share of Radio One was like $1.85. So I sold it a day later for $1.90.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, cause like I'm truly looking for the future right now. You know what I'm saying?
And you can, and they're about to do cryptocurrency.
You gotta get on the list though.
Yeah.
You say you doing Robinhood?
I have Robinhood. I have M1.
I got Stash also.
Yeah, I got M1, but I'm about to get rid of that one because it has a little fee to it. I got it before I knew about the other ones. So, but
got any gifts?
No, I'm thinking about getting on it, man. I might invest
like the M1 is good. You do like a little rotating portfolio. It's like kind of like you make your own little mutual fund with it. And you can pick the stocks or the investments that you want to put in there.
Stash does that also, where you like pick your own because they got like global equality. They got an LGBT one. They got a like.
Okay, so he's gonna get him.
I'm
just messing with you, man.
Like they got all these preset funds that you can just buy into, and you can buy into for little as $1. Because like I bought 5 shares, I bought $5 worth of Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah, you can buy percentages of a stock.
Yeah, so now I'm like $15 off of $5.
Yeah, and that's one thing I wish in schools we learn about so many other BS things. They should teach us about finances. Man.
They don't.
Investing, like it's just basic stuff, man.
They don't care.
You know, if people knew about that, how to budget a little bit, you know. One thing it's taken me years. I've went in and out of being responsible, but yeah, just taking, you know, the money you eat out with and budgeting out and investing that and paying down bills and investing a little bit, you know.
Yeah, if you really think about the amount of money that you go when you go out to eat, you know, you and your mate that you go out to eat with, you know, that's like $50 plus y'all get a drink each. That's about $12 each, so that takes you up to about you know $24. So that takes you about, let's say, $75 and tip. Looking about $100 just to go out to eat.
Yeah.
If you eat at home, take that $50, invest it into some stocks.
There you go.
And just let it sit.
Yeah.
Right, you be straight.
Another cool app is Acorns. Right, Acorns.
Oh yeah.
Now that
They've
one.
been trying to send me that.
Now that one is. I got that, and you just. You know, it rounds up your purchases on your debit card, and you can multiply those. Like, say you got a little bit more in your account, you can multiply the roundups. You can do, you can say you cut out eating out, and you know it was costing you $10 a week. You can put that into your Acorns or into whatever else, and now the money you got it. It ain't going nowhere. So when you need it, you got it, and you can take the money out. It's no fee. You take it in and out. You
Acorns?
Yeah.
Well, because like I just joined Robinhood yesterday. Because when I had that $25, I was like, ooh, I gotta do something with it. Because the wife was like, oh, you can pay that on the bill. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you, babe. But yes. So is it feasible? Robinhood?
Robinhood is no fee.
Okay.
Acorns, and it invests. You can. It's like a little mutual fund, kind of low risk deal, and it just invests your money that you're saving up. And when you want to take it out, you just take it out. It takes a couple business days, and the money comes out.
True.
With no fees. It's all good, man.
So we hitting the 47-minute mark, and I'm bringing some other stuff so we can talk about real quick. Standing for the national anthem. Now, me personally, I can honestly say when it comes on TV, when I watch the NFL, because like when everybody else boycotted the NFL, I couldn't. I'm sorry, I'm a Panthers fan. I couldn't boycott.
It was on both ends. It was so irritating. It was like, what in the hell is going on? You know, beginning of the season, like all my black friends were sending me these messages. Oh, I know you're not watching football. Yeah, I am watching football.
I mean, cause like no matter what you say to me, it's just like when I watch commercials, I don't buy anything on commercials anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, don't message. Don't do that.
I was like, I'm not going to do that anyway.
One thing you're not going to do is tell me how to be black. I've been black for years, and you're not going to tell me how to do it. I'm going to do it how the hell I feel like doing it. So I'm going to watch football. And then I had my little racist redneck friends. They were boycotting too. So I guess why the ratings are down. Because the people who don't like each other were both boycotting.
But here's the hypocrisy about it. A parent took their child being made to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance to court. Years ago.
It's so ironic. It's
funny.
So stupid.
And the Supreme Court ruled in favor that the child did not have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Why would I have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? If I don't feel like pledging at that moment, why would I pledge at that moment?
It's asinine. It's asinine.
Right.
And it's just like, you know, so they're football players, they're at work. Like, I don't have to, you know, does a banker have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance before he clocks in?
I do not. Because
does an insurance agent have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance before they go to work?
Well, that's how you know it's a racial thing. Because look, y'all
nothing but a racial thing.
Y'all created the court. Y'all took this joint to court. My kid ain't gonna have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. They don't want to, and then that's a problem because guys don't want to stand. In fact, when Cap decided he talked to the Army vet, so he did proactive one.
Yeah.
Army vet advised him to take a knee. But
Yeah,
the thing is,
but
people
see,
just don't want to listen to people.
People don't want to listen to that. People don't listen. Because when I heard that, I was like, you know what? I mean, because like, what happens when a football player gets hurt? The other team takes a knee.
Yeah.
So what you're saying
It's a
is
sign
like,
of
I
respect.
respect,
Right.
I respect this person enough to acknowledge what they're going through, but at the same time, you know, just acknowledge.
And they said it over and over again, and a lot of times it's been articulated very intelligently, but people don't want to hear
But
it.
you got people like Donald Trump saying, "You're not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance."
Fire them son of the bitches.
Or, oh, bruh.
I mean,
I
really.
mean, cause it's just
on.
like it became so politicized. It's like, I mean, because like real talk, when have you ever stood for the national anthem when you were at your house?
I got one better yet for you. At the stadium, people getting food during the national
I
anthem.
mean, that's the thing. The main people who bitch and complain, they don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Do you stand in your house when it comes on? No,
I don't,
You know?
because you know why? They on commercial.
Right.
I mean, it's insane. It's just people's, and a lot
I
of
don't
it.
stand during the Super Bowl either.
A lot of it is envy. Yeah.
I think I did last year, just to be a jerk about it. Yeah. I remember I was at a party or something. I was being a jerk about it.
Now listen, I stand for it. I stand for it. I don't sit down, but I wouldn't kneel. But I don't care. Somebody else doesn't want to. I don't want them to have their life ruined. I don't want them to be fired. I don't. It's your preference.
Like for me personally, I don't care. I mean, because I can probably guarantee that 99%. Well, I ain't gonna say 99. I'm gonna say 73% of the people who complained about somebody not standing for the Star Spangled Banner don't know who wrote it.
Yeah.
No, they don't know who wrote it, and then they don't care who wrote it.
They don't care.
I like to liken this to what happened to the Native Americans when Hanlon Hunt Jackson wrote that book talking about how bad the government had broken all the treaties. So you know what the great congressman decided to say, hey, we're gonna fix this, all right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna create this assimilation law instead of, you know, giving the Native Americans what they want. We're gonna force you to be like us. And that's all this concept is about. You're gonna be like us one way or the other, or if not, we're gonna make sure you don't get a job again. And that's exactly what happened.
It's perspective. It's perspective too, because you know, I understand police brutality. We understand that these things are real.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a white guy who just doesn't, or a woman doesn't have to think about it, you just think it's disrespectful. And people have different perspectives because of their history in the country. You know, when my grandfather talks about World War II, you know, and a white guy's grandfather talks about his grandfather's experience, I hear about people's grandfathers talking about having to sit in the back of the train while Nazis sit in the front because they're white and they're black. And the white guy comes back, he's the greatest generation, yeehaw, woohoo. You know, so my perspective is going to be different. I love the country, but hey, I do understand that it's not all good. Well, you might feel like, woohoo, America, great, we liberate everybody. Yeah, but then you shit on the people who help fight.
Yeah,
You know?
you shit on people who help you stand.
And then you wonder why they got the stank face because you shit on them.
Yeah, and get mad because they got the face. Like
why
are you mad at me because...
And it trips me out. The first thing people say is, like, I've had conversations with people, and they automatically go back to slavery. Black people ain't thinking about slavery. We ain't gotta go back that far. We ain't gotta go back that far.
I go back the first time I remember being called a nigga in public.
Yeah,
I was 8 years old at Central Cabarrus High School in Concord, North Carolina. It was at a fair, and like it was a horse. It was a horse like you ride a pony around in a circle. And I remember my little brother Joshua. My little brother wanted to ride the pony, so I went to my mom to go get the money. And by the time I got back, this high schooler skipped line. And my little brother Joshua started crying. And when he started crying, and this little white girl turned back and said, "Oh, he's crying. Oh, we should let him in front of us." And I can remember the pony name too. The pony name was Cherokee. Like this how it affected me. Pony name was Cherokee. The white girl said, "Oh, he's crying. We should let him go in front of us." And the white boy turned around and said, "Let the little nigga cry."
Yeah, I mean,
and that moment in my life changed from that moment. From now on, I realized that this white guy sees me nothing but a nigger. And I was only 8, but I knew what a nigga was. And it's not something.
Well, yeah, we know what that is. Right?
Yeah, I want to be. I knew. If you call me that, I don't respect you. I don't be assimilated with you. I don't be associated with you. So if you call me that, you and everybody you associate with, is my enemy.
Yeah, and that's a perspective. Now let me tell you, I grew up in a place called Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, which is one of the most redneck capitals of the universe. When I grew up there, if you grew up there, you might think you live in the Confederacy. You don't see American flags. You see Confederate flags everywhere. They're all over the place. It's Southern pride, redneck land. And I remember remember being like 5 or 6, and the Klan marched. Like they walked down to downtown like, hey, ho ho, hey, you know. And so my perspective is different. You know, it's not gonna be like everybody else's. The high school I went to, I remember they zoned the black kids out of the school district. So I had friends who could see the school. They could throw a rock and hit the school, but they had to drive like 30 minutes to another school where the black kids went because they zoned them out. And whenever they thought about rezoning it, they would raise hell. I remember in middle school, I was in 6th or 7th grade, and I remember they were threatening, talking about rezoning it and letting the black kids, and it was a black neighborhood behind the school, go to that school. People told their kids to protest. So little white kids like protested school that they had like a mini, they had like a little mini riot, and saying we're not gonna let those kids come to this school, and it was wild. And I remember the black kids were sitting in class, and we had a free day that day because they were just wilding out, and everybody was running around trying to corral these kids. But that's what it was. It was just it's racism. It's nothing. There's no other way to put it.
In America, that's not.
And so, but you know, but if you're a white kid, you don't feel that. You don't feel what it feels like to
and you have
live
no
behind a school, and they, you know, you don't know. You don't connect to it. It's not always that people are racist. It's just that they're oblivious and they don't want to hear about it, see it.
It's not even. I wouldn't even say oblivious. They know. They just don't want to accept it.
They know. They don't want to be bothered with it.
Right.
Yeah, that police brutality thing.
Yeah, a black man, Jonathan Farrell got shot. Yeah, for absolutely nothing. But yeah, he should have obeyed.
And it has just because that Sudanese cop in Minnesota that shot and killed that white lady. Where was the Blue Lives Matter? Where was that at?
It was nowhere.
Nowhere.
Because we live in a society that like for me, we live in a selfish society. That's it. At the end of the day, we are selfish people who only want best for ourselves.
Yeah.
And if it's easier for me to say Blue Lives Matter because my uncle is a white cop, I'm gonna say Blue Lives Matter. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not much more. It's not that deep.
Relatives in law enforcement, no law enforcement. Like, I think by the other way, I would think you want the bad people out because it takes the heat off of you.
Right.
Like, you know, and people go, oh, yeah, they're not all bad. No. But of course, if you have a big, delicious bowl of soup and you drop 3 boogers in a big bowl, nobody wants to eat the soup. Sure, most of the soup is good, but you don't want to scoop up the booger.
Show me what boogers are, and I'm gonna eat around those.
Who wants to scoop a booger up? Same thing with that. You know, most all cops are good, but hey, let's try to get the bad ones out when we see them. When you find the booger, take it out. You know, take it out the soup.
But see, it's that culture. It's that culture of like, y'all know, even in fraternities, man, like, we know it's a whole bunch of jerkheads in them that be doing dumb stuff to get chapters suspended. But what does the national fraternity keep doing? Keep paying for these insurance fines.
Phi Beta Sigma is a non-hazing fraternity and an organization, and we don't participate in those activities.
Okay.
I'll say for the record.
Hey.
Yeah, we will say that for the record, but we know that you got renegade guys that do dumb stuff. And then they won't, okay, we can put them on blacklist. No. If you want to really send a message to people, prosecute them. They're giving the name of the fraternity, the organization, a bad name. These guys that do these things, as far as shooting these people innocently, they usually get off. They quit or lose their job, but that's it.
Well, and it's crazy how a lot of times they'll get fired but won't get prosecuted.
No.
Like it's enough to get fired, but you can't get prosecuted.
Like the guy that shot Mike Brown? Yeah. He definitely got a job, but he got off. But
you know, and even a lot of times they love to use the Mike Brown, like that's the only. Oh, that's a false narrative. He didn't have. Okay, we give you that to Tamir Rice. You see the video.
Yeah.
You know.
What about Eric Garner?
It's just people are.
I know that Tamir.
He was dead in 18 seconds after the cop.
The cop showed up, shot him for no reason at all.
He just pulled up and shot him.
I'm just like,
He didn't say a word. The
Somebody
car was
said he had
still
a gun.
rolling.
I was like, hindsight 2020. Why can't you admit that you were wrong in that situation? I mean, because a lot of this bullshit will be like ironed over if people just admit that it was wrong.
I don't want to admit it.
And look, and there's one more aspect to this that people don't talk about, that people never really talk about and don't really understand. The racist people that call the cops, because a lot of times you have people call and get them riled up. Oh, there's this crazy black guy over there, and so of course, then I kind of can understand. You get a call that there's this crazy person killer, and it's a kid with a toy gun, but you don't. Now you're riled up, and you're already kind of a punk. You're scared of everything. You're gonna pull up and bang bang, you know, because you know that cop that shot Tamir Rice, they got fired from another police department, and they said he shouldn't even be a cop. Like he was a horrible cop. He got hired.
Yep, I remember that.
So I mean, it's come on, just. And don't hit me with black on black crime, because there's no such thing as a thug department, and we can control what police officers do. There's a policy. You can't really control what people on the streets are doing like that. That's why people, we can be mad at both. But
and you know what? I tell people to go look at the Laquan McDonald video. See him walking away from the police, and he gets shot even after he's dead on the ground. 17 years old.
Yeah, I mean, because like, and I remember saying years ago on Facebook, I'm numb to the situation. All I can do right now is just avoid situations where have to be in any kind of situation. Because like I can tell you right now, if me or mine are in those situations, it's not going to be a pretty situation. Like, and they're just hands down. I mean, I got two nephews that's 16 and older. And if either one of those individuals are in a situation and it turns out like that, I just pray. That's all I can do. That's all I can do because
just hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, because all I can do is pray because growing up, my whole thing was my parents. Before I left the house, anything my parents like, you know right from wrong. And the right thing was this. Right is if a cop pulls you over, put your hands up, don't say nothing. Get home so you get an ass whooping. That was if the cop pulled you over, get home so you get an ass whooping. That was the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they gave you an ass whooping, you would not make it home.
Yeah.
And like that's sad. But we sitting at an hour and 2 minutes. It was a great conversation, fellas. Really good. So I'm gonna give one word responses for this one. Me too. Yes.
Unbelievable.
Me too. Tyrone.
I get it. I get it.
Me too. My response is Terry Crews. Look it up. But thank y'all for listening. Thank you very much for listening. It was very fun. I'm gonna take this, chop it down. No, I ain't gonna chop it down. I'm just gonna put it online. I hope y'all listen. If y'all like it, send me an email. Right now, just send an email to, I think it's stocktonproductions@gmail.com. If it's not, just post under this one.
Okay.
I don't know, keep it real. Don't give them emails that often. But just post it. Let us know you're liking it. Share it, like it, whatever. Guess what's your last words, bro?
Man, stay safe. Try to be better, do better, and live better.
What you got, Tyrone?
Absolutely. Hey, just, man, be positive, man. Love people, treat people right, and let chips fall where they may.
All right, thank you all very much for listening. Like I said, I promise y'all we're going to keep it at 30 minutes or an hour. And we kept it a little more than an hour, but tune in next time. We're going to have a more consistent schedule. But right now, check us in about a week, and hear from you soon. Peace.
Peace.